So, Soto versus Bellinger. Is it either? Is it both? And the Yankees' special gesture to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Have you heard it? Let's get into it now. Hey, gang. Hope you're all doing well. It is cold out on a Tuesday. So, but this baseball talk, okay? And I'll get into the Soto versus Bellinger thing too. And before I do that, I also have Yamamoto news I'll share with you now. The Yankees are actually reserving number 18 intentionally. They did not issue it last year either because they had a plan a year longer than a year plan to secure Yoshinobu Yamamoto. See, these guys are all in on him. So, but 18 is a special gesture in Japan. It's reserved for Japanese ace. So they've been reserving that number for Yamamoto. So that's a significant gesture in itself, and he knows that now. So, and I would guess that they're going to be communicating that further when they meet. And if I'm them, I encourage them to please have Cole in there, please have Tanaka in there. At the very least, have those two. Okay, but that's a big gesture to Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So the Yankees are all in. It's going to create a bidding war, no doubt about it. It'll probably be between the Yankees and the Mets and maybe one or two other teams. There's no doubt about it. So he's going to cost a boatload of money, but he is 25 and he is a Japanese ace. So why not offer an issue with that number 18? I totally get it. Totally get it. Now let's pivot to the Soto versus Bellinger, and things are just going to start heating up right now. The winter meetings are less than a week away, so make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. If for some reason you're not, please do that, and please hit the notification button too. That way, when the intel comes in, when the content comes in, you're always at the front of the line to get it. So that's my word to you. I thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the channel. Okay, that's my promise to you to get you all the information and get it to you accurately and quickly. So. Soto versus Bellinger. Now, there's a couple different arguments here, and let's go over them. Argument one, is Scott Boras not wanting to pursue a Juan Soto trade right now because he thinks it might slow down or prevent the Bellinger market from really, really taking fruit. Remember, Scott Boras represents both of these guys, so he's in a very unique position to kind of call the shots here. And again, Soto's not afraid until next year. And the speculation that the Padres might hold on to him for the deadline, there is no way you're going to get more for him at the deadline than you would now for 2 months of Soto. It's not going to happen. Okay? Let's be real about that. But I can understand the logic about them, not wanting to clog up the Bellinger market, talking about Soto right now. And I can understand the other argument, too, of, wanting to resolve the Soto situation, get him traded now so that you can focus on the Bellinger market and let him have his moment too. Both legitimate arguments. Both of them. Okay? And the other, and I haven't heard him say yet, and I don't know if he would, but like if I'm Scott Boras, I'm saying, especially, this may be one team or two teams that have the capital to not only sign these guys both long term, but also trade the prospects that you need to get for Soto. That's the Yankees. Okay, I can't think of any other team. Maybe the Dodgers, but I can't see the Dodgers happening. Okay, and if I'm Boras, I'm saying, you guys have a chance to make history here. You can have a historic offseason. I have both my clients who are perfect fits for your team. Okay, and I want to make sure that you have every opportunity to get them, just like any other team as well. But I also want to make sure that my client's best interests are put in front as well. Right, and this guy's an expert. He'll get he'll get the big contracts for both of them. And again, if the Yankees trade for Soto, okay, which is the obvious move, then we know that they're going to be willing to put forth the big contract to lock him up long term. Whether it's now or whether it's later, doesn't matter. He comes here now in a trade, then he starts a year earlier, capitalizing and taking advantage of the market. Dominican community here. These guys will have pork chuletas named after him, pernil named after him in restaurants. Like, give me a Soto, let me a Soto. Like, he'll be a household name here. As would Yamamoto, he'd probably have sushi named after him, and I'd probably eat it because I love sushi and I love chuletas. I'd eat both of them. So But these, and we're not even talking about Yamamoto right now, but when it comes to Soto versus Bellinger, they do have the wherewithal to get both. They honestly have the wherewithal to get both of them and Yamamoto, but I think that's going to require trading Gleyber Torres to clear up cap space. And if you still need another bat, then you go for a guy like Brendan Donovan who's got 4 years on the cheap. Okay, they have the wherewithal to do all these things, but I can't see them getting all three. Okay, and it's easier said than done, unless they move Gleyber Torres, and that's a tough decision to make for them too. Gleyber Torres has 1 year left, so but that's a tough decision nevertheless. But when it comes to Soto versus Bellinger, I think that's the wrong idea. I think it's Soto and Bellinger, honestly, when it comes to the Yankees. Soto versus Bellinger, I could see it in other ways, but I don't want to pass up on the obvious guy, Soto, to the guy that you think is going to make you look smarter, Bellnger, okay, was the more unpredictable guy here. So Yankees have made this mistake too many times, passed on the obvious fit, the obvious candidate for someone who thought they were going to make them look smarter, and they didn't look smarter. They didn't. Okay, now's not the time to do it now. Not with these guys. You have an opportunity to make historic offseason gains. Okay, you have to have a historic offseason. You can put a lot of doubters away, a lot of them. Okay, and again, it's a give and take. Like I said, it may cost trading Gleyber Torres if you want all these guys, but again, offensively, who's not an upgrade over him? And this is not a knock to Gleyber Torres. I like Gleyber Torres, but Bellinger is an upgrade. Soto is an upgrade. And if you still want another back because you will be forfeiting Soto, I mean, you'll be forfeiting Torres, so it's essentially adding one bat. Okay. And that's why I would look for somebody like Brendan Donovan, who can also fill an infield spot on the cheap for the next 4 years. He's got one more ARB year and one more pre-ARB year and 3 more ARB years before he's a free agent. Okay. And he will be ready for the 2024 season. He had surgery in August, and he's scheduled to be ready for the start of 24. So, and again, Soto versus Bellinger to me is it's not a proposition I want to entertain. You know, again, like I can understand when you talk, and if some of the reporters like John Heyman, some of these other folks are suggesting that they're going to get 2 out of 3. Okay, which 2? Right? And if you do get Yamamoto, does that mean you can move Gleyber Torres for relief pitching? Because they still need bullpen help. And this is why this other factor of moving Gleyber Torres has to be entertained and considered. Because if they somehow get 3, they're not going to spend on a reliever too. They're going to want to trade for a reliever, and this is where Gleyber Torres comes into play. You can get a reliever probably with controllable years for Gleyber Torres. Okay. If you get Yamamoto, that's another start. If you want another one, even though you have a pipeline of prospects here, that's their decision too. But if it's Soto and Yamamoto, okay, or if it's Soto and Bellinger, okay. If it's Bellinger and Yamamoto, okay. If it's Soto, Bellinger, and Yamamoto, hoorah, right? But again, on the back end, they have to factor in the rest of the pieces, meaning moving Torres for bullpen help to clear off payroll. You're gonna have to clear it off. And I know next year they have likely Rizzo coming off the books, the Josh Donaldson buyout coming off the books, so that's another $25 million coming off the books next year. I get it, which would help offset and complement some of these expenditures that they would be making. But again, please, whatever you do, let's not make it a Soto versus Bellinger thing. Soto is the obvious guy to get. Okay? Bellinger's an attractive piece to get here too, but let's not pawn ourselves off as looking smart, trying to look smart, going for Bellinger and using that as the justification to pass up on Soto when it's more than likely going to backfire. Please. Okay? And shout out to the Yankees for reserving number 18 for Yamamoto. I really do hope he comes here, and I really hope he takes advantage of number 18. I do think as a player coming from Japan, a player of his stature would appreciate that gesture, and hopefully he'll take advantage of it. But that's what I had for you today. Let me know what you think. Obviously, if more news comes out, you'll get it. And they're either here in a short or either here in a video or in a short. You'll get it one way or the other. So have a great day, gang. Try and stay warm. It is brick-ass cold out here. And by the way, shout-outs to Tats and the boys from Pinstripe Chronicles After Dark. If you folks are up late at night and you want listen to some good Yankee talk and have a good time, enjoy some good content, check out Pinstripe Chronicles After Dark. You got Tats, you got Christopher Flash, you got NFE on there, you got Sunil. Some of the boys, they have a good time. It's good Yankees talk late at night, kind of soothe you and relax you. They'll make you laugh too. So shout out to you boys. You guys were great last night. Talk to you next time.